What's some advice I could give my friend for this game? This is his first fighting game. If he just started, the best advice is don't spend too long in training mode to just play the video game. And pick a character who you think looks cool. Don't worry about what character you play. I think when people are new, there's not really, like... You know, you can give them, like, lots of good advice, but they just, like, don't even know what it means, right? Oh my gosh, GG's, Mr. Wall, man. Good set, man. Good set. But yeah, I think if your friend is new, you just, like, make sure you, like, nurture their fun. You know what I mean? Like, don't, like, oh, you know, don't forget to, like, fuzzy mash and brave countering is good and all that, something like that. You know. He just doesn't understand any of the advice I give him. Exactly, so don't give him any advice right now. So what I think the best thing to do with anyone who's new is just encourage them to play the game. Don't, like, all of this, if you give them, like, a bunch of, like, homework before they're tall enough to ride the ride, I think all you're gonna do is turn them off, and it's not even going to be effective, right? You're turning them off for no reason. So just, like, you know, help him pick a character. Like, maybe he can ask you, like, generally, like, oh, you know, what is this character? Like, maybe they're looking at 2 different characters, and they're like, I don't know, I think, like, Sora's looks really cool, and, like, you know, Lancelot looks really cool, you know, like, what? And then you can tell him, like, oh yeah, like, this guy plays more like this, and this guy plays more like this. And he goes, oh, okay, so, okay, Sora's sounds funner. And then he starts playing Sora's. And you just don't even give him any advice on Sora's. Go, okay, go, hop into ranked, hop into casual, do whatever. I would recommend ranked, because casual, he's going to fight a lot of people who are way better than him, probably. But, like, you know, hop into ranked, start playing the game, and then once they start playing the game, once they're actually in the thick of it, then they're going to have questions. They're going to be like, hi, Breakalo Burger. They're gonna be like, what do I do about this? Why do I keep dying when this happens? You know, like, why, like, this, I can't figure out how to stop this. That's when you can give them advice, right? Once they don't, like, once they actually play the video game, they have some context, right? And they know, like, they have questions, or they have, like, things, maybe they don't even know how to formulate their questions that well, but, like, vaguely they're like, why do I keep dying every time, you know, this guy knocks me down, or something like that. And you go, oh, okay, well, actually, you're mashing a lot on Wake Up, right? Like, it's gonna be up to you as, like, the more, I don't know how experienced you are, but, like, as the person trying to guide them, it is gonna be up to you, probably, to sort of parse through some like, not well-formed questions to turn them into, like, actionable advice, right? Like, they might just be like, you know, being in the corner feels so unfair, I literally can't do anything. And you go, all right, let's take a look at what it looks like when you're in the corner. And then you notice, like, they always just mash on Wake Up or something, and you're like, oh, okay. You know, your problem is you don't block, or something like that, right? But none of this is gonna matter, none of this is gonna happen until you actually get them playing the video game first. They're not going to have any context for your advice, they're not gonna have any understanding for your advice, and you're not even gonna know, like, what the good advice, like, what advice is actually gonna be useful for them, unless they're playing the video game. Yeah, you can spend, like, 10 minutes just showing them the controls or something, that's fine, right? But, like, really, like, keep it as minimal as possible. Keep it as minimal as possible. Like, straight up, show them, like, you have a light, medium, heavy, you know, you have dash attacks, here's your skills, okay, go, right? I've been really bad about spot dodging raging strikes recently, by the way. I've been kind of unkified. Show them cool things, teach them how to do said cool things. True, but I think they might not even realize, like, again, until someone's played the game a little bit, do they even know, like, why the stuff you're showing them is cool, you know? I think some practical experience is very important. If we're just gonna stare at each other, I'm gonna SPD you, okay? Remember, this game is pretty simple. Because it's simple, the depth in the frame data is in the frame data matchup knowledge and the mind game, right? In every fighting game, no matter how complicated or simple it is to get into at the start, at the end of the day, the depth is always going to be in the mind game between the 2 people, right? Once everyone understands the mechanics and they all have the correct matchup knowledge, you know, we all know what we're doing and things like this, then it becomes about, you know, I know what you can do, you know what I can do, right? But I can do X option that beats Y option, or I can beat Y option that beats X option, right? And you just have to read, right? The difference with a game that is maybe a little mechanically simpler is people will get to that point where they're playing the game faster, but you can never make the mind game is never simple, right? At the end of the day, at the high level, the mind game, hell, a fucking coin flip is never simple, let alone there are still a lot of options to interact with in this video game, right? I think O only has 1 possible win while X has 5 win states. It is not very balanced. Basically becomes DBZ, rock, paper, scissors. Yes, yes. Right? People talk about RPS all the time with fighting games, right? What do you think that is?